Oh, somebody has raised their hand. All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second last webinar for the 2025. So we'll just wait for 1 more minute, and we start at 11:02 exactly, so that we have maximum attendees joining us. Okay, so I think we can start now. All right, so I think maybe there are some of you who have been attending the webinar for the past few weeks, and we have done many webinars. So, and I guess some of you might be new to this and are here to explore what Lodha Genius Programme is about. So we try to cater to both these population and see how to sort of make it beneficial for everyone. Though we won't go into the minor details of the program and about the campus and all those kind of things, because we have done those webinars in the past. Siddharth, my colleague, is going to now put down the links for the webinars, which is there on our YouTube channel. So if you go there, you can actually visit all the previous webinars and you can get all the information from there. Okay, so many of those things we won't be repeating it in the interest of time. So today we will sort of take you through an introduction of the program, what is it about and everything, and a little bit of the application, because we have only 4 days to close the application. So whoever has applied or not applied, please do that, because January 15th is going to be the application last date. So you'll have to fill up your application before that, and don't wait for the last moment, because there can be some glitches or something can get stuck and we won't be able to help you post the deadline. So please make sure that you're all putting in your application. Siddharth has mentioned in the chat box here the link. So lodhageniusprogramme.com, go to the website and click on the application. Okay. We are going to have a very engaging webinar today, and we have our students also here as well. We will introduce them shortly, but before that, I'd like to introduce the team. I'm Ambika. I'm the program lead for the Lodha Genius Programme, and I'll leave it to Prasenjit, Siddharth, Manisha, Rehan to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Prasenjit and I work as a program manager for LGP.
Hey
Siddharth?
everyone,
Yeah.
Manisha this side. I'm working as a manager for all the operations and partnerships at LGP. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Siddharth. I'm working as the assistant manager for operations. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you.
I don't know, Rehan is available because as we speak, he's taking some of the LGP students to a wonderful observatory in Pune. So he's in transit. So you can actually see that we are working on the go. So anyway, we will introduce the students in a bit. But before that, I'll just explain to you what the program is about if you do not know about it yet. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, 1 second. Right. Okay. Can you see the screen in presentation? I mean, in the presentation mode? Okay, perfect. So what you're looking at is the 195 students who are part of the 2024 cohort, and this was taken right after the 2024 summer of the Lodha Genius Programme in front of the Ashoka Library. It's a beautiful campus. And so today we will be concentrating more on the student experiences at Ashoka during the summer and what happens after the summer also. So to just brief you, so the Lodha Genius program is for high schoolers. That's from class 9 to 12. So if you are in class 8 currently, you can apply for it. If you are in class 9, 10, or 11 currently, you can apply for this program. This is a program majorly focused on students who are interested in maths and science. Okay. So that doesn't mean that if you have taken humanities, economics, or something in your school, that you cannot apply. Okay, so you can apply if you want to explore science and maths, and if you have if you are curious about it. And this is going to be very different from what you have seen in school, which is termed as science and mathematics, which I guess our students will also explain to you. Please go through the website. There are many examples of the courses, and go through our earlier webinars. The links are provided in the chat window to understand more about the program. However, I'm going to just explain to you a little bit of how it works. So the program starts with a summer at Ashoka, which is a residential program. So the students will have to come and live in Ashoka for a period of a month. And at that point of time, you will not be allowed to, go and see your parents or go home. But it's going to be a very exciting on-campus engagement for the students, where you will be undergoing rigorous training in science and mathematics in a very hands-on fashion. It's not going to be a lecture-based intervention at all. Now, after this campus experience, when all the students go back home, we have something called continued learning, which is a mix of learning and development modules, where you sort of enhance your capacity to learn in more depth, in mathematics and science. There are a diverse variety of subjects which are given. So you will be actually learning it with us with live sessions, and also with self-paced sessions, which you can take according to your convenience. And also we do have access to opportunities for you guys, where time and again, we will have notifications given to you about scholarships where you can do internships. For example, we have a partnership with the University of California, Santa Cruz. We will soon have a partnership with CERN. So these are all great opportunities for students to apply. It is competitive, but then if you're part of the cohort, only then you can actually apply for these programs. And there are many visits like that, the visit to observatory, which the students are doing right now. We also sent you to Olympiad competitions in France, which is called E-Team. So there are many opportunities which are coming. We have sort of described all of this in our previous webinars. Okay, so just check that out. So in the on-campus engagement, we will have a mixture of science projects and workshops, depending on your class and your level. And you'll also have a number of non-academic workshops, which are necessary for your holistic development. Apart from that, we will have Nobel laureates coming and speaking to you through the Great Idea Seminar. And there will be just not Nobel laureates, but people who have established a lot in their career in science. And they will be speaking to you about those cutting edge sciences. And also understand and engage with you and make it very relatable for them, so that these are scientists who have worked hard and made their way up there. So the idea is for you to understand about their failures, about how they became successful despite all these failures, and how to get it there. All right, so then there will be mathematics, which are which again offers you a variety of areas in front of you, which includes data analysis. There's statistics, there's probability, there's number theory, there's geometry. So it's like a cocktail of many of these different areas in mathematics, which would be taught to you in a very, very in-depth fashion. So the coming to continued learning, as I said, you will be working on many projects online after the on-campus engagement. So this is like it's like a 1 year, year-round program. So it starts with the summer, and then you go back after the summer home, and then you have this continuous engagement with us virtually. So during this continued learning module, As I said, you will have access to many learning and development modules, but you'll also have mentorship, which is extremely important because you should, I guess, receive some support and help to know what you do with all this information that you've gathered in summer and otherwise also. So there is a 360-degree mentorship support, which is given to you by a group of postdocs from all over the world and mostly focused on in the US at Harvard and also in Princeton and Yale and all those Ivy League universities. And as I said, there's also a lot of access to opportunities, which includes competitions, which includes internships, and so on and so forth. Now, so some of the key things that you have to remember at this point is that we had opened our applications on December 1st. And as I said, the applications are going to end on January 15th. And then we have a test, because how do you get into this program, right? So once you apply, then you have to attend a competitive exam, which you can do in the comfort of your home, your school, from wherever, using any gadgets that you have, mobile phone, tablets, a laptop, whatever. And after the test, after you qualify the test, then we will, if you're shortlisted, then we will do your interviews. And after that, after the interviews, if you're selected, then you will be with us on the Ashoka University campus from May 17th to June 16th. So these are the important dates. And then once you go back home after June 16th, the continued learning will be starting from July onwards. So that's the timeline, which you can keep in mind. And don't worry, this webinar will be recorded and will be sent to you. It will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So now, as I said, the program eligibility criteria is that you just have to be in grade 8 to 11th right now to apply for this. And you just have to submit an application form. The link is given in the chat box by Siddharth. And you can apply. And then after you apply, by the end of January, you will receive, not by the end of January, in the beginning of February, you'll receive the link for the test. Okay, and on February 8th, you will be taking this test. And then then there will be online interviews following that for the shortlisted students. Okay, so so I also would like to just show you how the interface looks like for the application. So when you click on the link, you will first have to sort of sign up with an account, and you create an account, and then you start your application. Start your application process. So the interface will look something like this. It's a very easy application form, so you don't have to worry about it. It is very self-explanatory. We have also had done a webinar where we have actually taken you through page by page of this. That's a previous webinar, so please go and take a look at it also, so that you don't have any confusion while filling this up. Okay, so yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to confuse you now at this moment about the test structure and duration. Again, we have done a detailed webinar on 28th December mentioning about the test structure and duration and the content. So you can go back to the webinar and look at it in detail. We will also be uploading a document, which is a test structure document in a week or so in our website. So you can actually get the test structure and more information about how it's going to look at the interface in the test portal and all those things. So basically, there are 3 tracks of test for the LGP 2025 applicants. And so it's all going to be online, and it's going to have a duration of 1 hour. There is no negative marks for the test. So the key is that you attempt as many questions as possible. So for the junior track, which is for the grade 9th and 10th, that is who are in grade 8 and grade 9 currently. Okay, 9 and 10 when you come for the program. So you will have this test. There is a part A which will deal with logical and analytical reasoning and also basic mathematics. You can see it here. And then the part B is more about scientific inquisitiveness and social intelligence. And together the time would be 60 minutes for this. And for the 11th and 12th standard students, that's the students who are in grade 10 and grade 11 right now. When you are applying for it, you will see that you will get a mathematics or science track. So the mathematics track, if you apply to it, you will be able to do only maths during the program. And these are for students who really want to do maths from morning till night. And for the science track will be for students who will have maths in the morning and also which is more applied mathematics. And then you will have the science projects in the afternoon. So you have a different kind of test format because if you apply for the mathematics track, the part A remains the same, but part B is going to be more concentrated on in-depth level mathematics. But for the science students, the part B would be mostly on scientific inquisitiveness and social intelligence. So that's all about the test. And don't worry about the test. We can also listen to our students here who are present, who will also give you a little bit of information about how things work. So now I'm going to stop my presentation here. And I would like to introduce our students. So these are the students who were part of the 2024 cohort. So we'll start with Toiba, maybe.
Yeah, hi everybody. I am Toiba. I'm in grade 12, so I'll be giving my boards this March, and I'm from Kashmir.
Thanks, Toiba. Who wants to go next, Varun?
Hi everyone, my name is Varun. I study in Bangalore and I'm in the 12th grade right now.
All right. Next, going to Bhavi.
Hi, so I'm traveling right now, so the internet might be a problem. But even I'm in 12th grade. I'm from Mumbai and I've been giving my boards this year. So, as for my curriculum, I was in ICIC first, but now I'm in IB. So, the program actually caters to all the curriculums if you are across like boards. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, guys. So we will just do a little bit of conversation here so that we can open up for questions and everything. For the attendees, if you have questions, please put them on the Q&A box, okay? Not in the chat window because it's going to be very difficult for us to scroll through and answer your questions. So either raise your hand. If you raise your hand, we can actually put you in and you can unmute yourself and ask the question, or you put the question in the Q&A box. So that's what we are going to follow through, okay? So I'll start with Varun. So Varun, can you give a little bit of an account about your experience in LGP? How was it, if I ask you from summer till now, because you're involved in many of the initiatives which LGP has, right? Yeah, so if you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
just,
So initially I got to know about the LGP from a family friend and I was really intrigued and interested by the program, especially the mathematics specialization course. I prepared a little bit for the entrance exam and I got through. Eventually, I got on my flight, reached Ashoka University. The first few days were like filled with orientations about the program, the courses, and the campus. During this time, we were able to properly understand how our courses would function, and at the same time, we were able to interact with our fellow cohort members. So there was a variety of courses offered: mathematics, AI, robotics, physics, chemistry, etc. I don't really know a lot about the other courses, but I can definitely tell you about the maths course. It was a little overwhelming at first, but I implore you, it's amazing. When taken in the right spirit, it's honestly brilliant. Here we solve many questions and learn different ways on how to approach a problem. From the cohort, a few students were even shortlisted for the E team, as ma'am mentioned earlier, which is a really prestigious mathematics competition. And reiterating what ma'am said, during the program, we also participated in Great Ideas seminars, where renowned scientists from across the globe conducted engaging workshops inspiring us in their respective fields. The program left most of the students regretting that they didn't join LGP sooner, especially the 12th graders, us. After completion of the on-campus summer program, there were many continued learning modules that were offered to the students in subjects like astrophysics, financial literacy, chip design, etc. Due to the academic commitments of the 12th grade, I was only able to take up the financial literacy course, which again was really good. The professor showed us how the stock market works and gave us a rudimentary understanding of economics. Now, that was it for my LGP experience. this was the first program where I was living for such an extended time period on my own. And I can positively tell you that you wouldn't be able to notice the time flying by. I joined thinking, oh my God, a month? That's so long. But before I knew it, the program got over, and now I'm here narrating my experience to you, the next batch. Here, I was able to have something of a trial of how my college experience would be if I took up mathematics. And I can encourage each of you to embrace this unique opportunity and make the most of your LGP experience.
Thanks, Varun. I think you have covered quite a bit, and it's a lot of information also. But then that point is to sort of keep the conversation going. So I'm just going to move to Bhavi so that I guess her network is stable now. So before it cracks,
Yeah.
Bhavi, can you? Because I think every student here who comes to LGP has a very different journey. So I'd like to you to tell the audience about how did you find it, and if you can sort of summarize it.
Yes, for sure. So I'm not sure if there are any parents in this meeting, but if they are, I would just like to say the first question which comes in everybody's mind is like, is it safe to send our children alone into this program or something? And according to my experience, it is definitely really safe because from the time I landed in Delhi airport till the time I reached Ashoka, we always had somebody with us. So Ashoka itself sent us a car, so they took us. So we didn't have to travel anything. It's just the flight journey if you are traveling alone there. Apart from that, it was really safe and really wonderful. Coming to the tests and everything, so I had taken the microscopy and life sciences course. So that's in the science track. So my test was a little bit different than Varun's, as Ambika already mentioned. The part A was same, but the part B was more about logistics or like logical reasoning. Along with that, we also had few like types of science questions which would help us, enhance our research or scientific knowledge. So I personally didn't think it was that hard or something to stress about. If you know what you know and you're confident about yourself and your knowledge, it will be, I think, really easy for you. Along with that, when I went to Ashoka, like the program at first, it was kind of overwhelming to see so many people around me and so many different perspectives. People from all over the country were there. And it was a really amazing experience. Even if you think that microscopy in life sciences has nothing to do, we actually went on many field trips there. So in the first part of our session, it was all about microscopes. So we actually went to these labs, faculty, which makes the microscope. We saw how it all works out. And our professors were also, like my life sciences professor was a PhD from Cambridge. So he knew exactly what we were talking about. We also did many like dissections and research regarding many organisms which are present in the lab. And okay, Ashoka's labs, they are actually really good. They have all, I think, instruments and everything you need to have the perfect amount of research based background. And I personally want to go into a research based program in my university since I'm majoring in biology. So it was honestly the best for me. Coming to the Great Ideas seminar, the teachers there. So I still remember we had the CERN principal who had come, the professor from Harvard who taught about math and origami, and all the things they were talking about was differently unique since we never heard of it or we never knew what exactly was happening behind the scenes. What they talked about actually enhanced our knowledge. And one more, the main highlight for LGP was the CSIP program for me. So it was not a compulsion program, but they had given you an opportunity to join in this program, which was about philanthropy, entrepreneurship, and everything. And I was really excited for it. So, in the start, we came about problem solving, how exactly everything works, and what we need to do to get into the social sector. We came to know that we need to work with the people and not for them, since you need to be close to them to actually know what their problem is. And in the end, we had like a surprising thing which was like there was a competition between the teams. It was a presentation, and my team won in that, because of which we got an opportunity to go to Dubai for the Design for Change conference. So that was also fully funded. So we didn't even spend any money for that. It was just the hard work which we did and the support from the Ashoka team. And honestly, Dubai was a really great experience. We learned so much there. There were like over 70 countries, 70 plus countries which were there, and everybody had their own amount of different ideas or different way to contribute to the society and community, which helped us understand how open-minded we all would be if we contributed to this. So in the end, I would say that if you are applying to this program or have already applied, it's actually a great choice. And don't be like me who applied at the end, like the last day of the deadline, because I wasn't sure. I'm telling you, it would be a really great decision you make in your summer, and it will really help you a lot in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Bhavi. Again, it is, I guess it's very different from what Varun was saying in terms of the journey, because I think that's also the beauty of the program. And I guess now Toiba will come in and tell her bit of the journey and how she felt about it right from the start until now.
Thank you. So for me, it was completely different because as a CBSE humanities student, I was very skeptical about joining. Not because I was not skeptical about the program as such, but whether I'll be accepted or not, because I did not have any connections to STEM as such. However, I was interested in sustainability, which I did imply in my application. So I did not tell my parents about me applying because I was like, I'm not going to get selected anyway, so why bother them at all? But stuff turned out as it was destined to be, and I did get selected. In fact, for the exam that I believe is approaching for the new applicants, I did not study for it actually at all because I did not have much hope. But yeah, I got selected and I went into the ecology program because I think that was the closest to sustainability and everything that I was interested in. And we had three amazing professors from different parts of the country, and I was actually pretty shocked with all the approaches that they took in the class, everything. We never opened up a book. Just so everybody knows, if anybody's wondering about that, it was everything was so practical, it was so real world based that we learned so much without having to read anything. And the professor, we worked on a research project, me with my teammate. We worked on a research project, we were always out in the field, we were collecting data, interviewing people. And because I am from a humanities background, so I decided to do something interdisciplinary. So what I did was so my focus of research was spiders. So what I did was I took spiders as a lens to study gender bias in humans. This is because spiders are a female dominant species. So that is something I did, and it was pretty shocking for me that I was able to do this, because coming from a CBSE curriculum, it is not really something that we are offered in our schools. So I was able to do this, and after the program was over, because we were only there for 1 month, my teammate and I, we remained connected, and we were able to write a research paper about the same, which we recently published, by the way. And I was also able to get an internship at my professor's organization, which is called Spiders and the Sea, where I write articles and pieces, not necessarily about the scientific aspect of spiders, but more about cultural and the folk aspect of it. So yeah, that was my, and I was because I have not studied mathematics since grade 10, so that was something that I did struggle with at first, because yeah, I did not know the first thing about math. But however, I did persevere throughout the whole thing, and there was a test at the end in which I ended up getting more than 50%, which is decent. I was not even expecting that much, but that is just how inclusive the program is. I was able to feel like I was part of the the whole STEM community, even if I am not officially in there yet. So yeah, that would be my experience.
And can you say a little bit of continued learning, Toiba? Because you have also taken something which is not a, pure hardcore science course, right?
So my continued learning, which is a 4 month course that we do from our homes, it is education, literacy, and justice. So this is not a STEM based course. This is basically where our professor teaches us about literacy and its various aspects in a way that, by the way, I had never imagined it to be taught. And there too, we did a research. The professor is there with us the whole time, including the TAs. I believe we left the TAs out of it. The TAs are amazing. They are so supportive the whole time. And I did a research project in the literacy part where I basically there's this musical storytelling in Kashmir which is called Ladisha. So basically I researched Ladisha as a pedagogical tool in that has a potential to be included in the educational curriculum to study history and culture maybe. So that is something I did, and I had amazing support from the professor. He keeps office hours every week for one-on-one conversations, and every Sunday we have classes. So yeah, there is basically no dearth of uh, I say diversity of courses that you can take. Whatever you're interested in, it's there. So yeah.
Thanks a lot for that, Toiba. I think you brought in a lot of different points, starting from inclusivity and also one important thing about, because most of the science and math programs are perceived very differently. Usually only the students who have, who have studied maths and science, that they go into it and they get benefited out of it. But I think your journey is quite unique that way, where you have actually showed that you don't have any background in it, but you were very open to try out new things. And that's what I think we also advocate in the program, that you don't need to have a certain background or a certain expertise in anything. That you come here, uh, there are a lot of opportunities for you. You just have to keep your mind open, that you are ready to take in this information and then do whatever with it. And that's why we do guide you, support you also, so that you could channelize it in the right way. So here you can actually see that Toiba, Bhavi, and Varun comes up with very different journey, and their motivation for joining the program is also very different, and what they got out of the program is also very different. So that you etch your journey through and through. So that's what we try to say through during the program, and I think that's how you make your place right in this world. Whether if you want to have a career choice and what makes you different from the others, and you're not going for the rat race, but then you are trying to work on your skill, work on what you know, and work on your abilities and capacities, and then with all the opportunities that you have around, you just grab it and move forward. So that's the kind of spirit of the program, if anybody wants to know about that. So I guess we can, I saw some questions. So I wanted to know from Prasenjit and Siddharth, Manisha, do we have any particular questions which is coming again and again?
So we don't have any questions which are very different. Apart from, is there any test preparation required, which I believe have already been told.
Yeah.
But so one thing is, I would also want to know, since all of you are in grade 12, if you could also elaborate on what do you intend to do after grade 12, be it academically or career-wise, and how has, if LGP experience has also helped it shape it further. So anyone can go.
You want me to start?
Yeah,
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
So as I mentioned before, I am pursuing biology, and along with that, I plan to do a minor in English. I know they seem like two separate things, but in the end, they both are needed to pursue my course. So I want to do research, and I want to also write like research papers and publish them. Ashoka, in a way, has helped me solidify my major since, as I mentioned, we did lab-based processes in the Ashoka University. So I know, okay, this is the path for me and I'm following the right path. Along with that, the continued learning program which we had. So I was in computational biology and neuron membrane. So that course also made me realize that how much I'm really passionate about biology and how much is still left to contribute to the world in terms of biology. Along with that, in the last day, so for both my programs, we had a presentation and a video making. So in the continued learning, I did about decoding caffeine and how it works for a brain stimulus and what impact does caffeine really have. And with my microscopy and life sciences program, I had a presentation on C. elegans and Drosophila, which is basically fruit flies, and how do they work and what are their like ovaries, the dissections and everything. So I believe that it really solidified my path into what I want to do and what I want to major in the university.
Thanks, Bhavi. So, and anybody else like Varun, Toiba, what is your take on that?
So, for me, I'm also obviously interested in research, and as I said, that I took ecology, which is basically because of my interest in sustainability and things like that. So, I've also participated in other sustainability-based programs. So, this is something that really solidifies my interest in the field, and also kind of demonstrates your readiness, as well as how much capable and competitive you are, in spite of not really being from that background. So that is something, when I was filling out my college applications, which I'm still doing right now, it is something that I think really gives me an edge in that sense. And academically, I want to pursue history most probably, and but obviously in history there's a lot of research as well. So research almost exclusively I learned from this program only, number one in my residential program, and even more so in the continued learning program. Because when you are given your own space to figure out what you want to do, you reach out to people on your own, you search for sources on your own. You really get that when everything is basically not spoon fed to you, but you're also not really left to your own devices. There are constant interventions, there's constant guidance. So in that sense, you really get to know where you want to improve and where you're lacking, and what your interests really are, what your strong points are. So that really solidified my maybe my ability to do research, which I really believe will help me in college, in my even if I want to do history only. Yeah.
Right. I think that's also a very important thing that it's not that, because you picked up physics or chemistry or ecology in the program, it's not about you add more and more information to yourself. It's a whole process. It's a whole process of learning that you would want to take forward. And I think that's a very important thing that Toiba said, because, she wants to take history. So now the question is like, oh, but you did ecology during the program, but how can that benefit, right? But then, even if you take history or you take literature or whatever it is, but there's a certain way of understanding the subject and understanding there's a methodology and process to it. So I guess that's where such programs like this actually helps you sort of carve your niche and take those learnings from it, but you will be able to apply it anywhere, right? I mean, even for Varun, I don't know what Varun's take on that is.
So actually, the program, like coming to the previous question Sir asked about what we're going to do after 12. So actually, before the program, all I knew about what I wanted to do in college is math, because that's all I really was into. That's all I liked. But after coming to the program, I got to interact with my professors, my course professors, and my teaching assistants, and they helped me understand that it's not just maths I like, and suggested I take computer science, and that really changed my perspective on how I can implement maths in computer science and actually different fields. And this helped me even get an internship at the National Center for Biological Sciences, PIFR, and learning using the principles I learned at Lodha in the maths program. I was able to apply to the code I was working on in NCBS in the bioinformatics department, and that helped me draft a paper on what I was doing.
Great. So slightly coming back from the broad aspects of how LGP has helped and those two slightly micro things about the program. So one of the questions that we have repeatedly received is about the test and the interview process. So would you, I mean, I know Toeba mentioned that she just showed up for the test and did not go through much preparation. If you could elaborate on the entire process after the application to giving the test, how was the test experience? And after that, even in terms of the interview, how was the interview experience and all of those things?
Yeah. So I did not prepare, right? So, but when I showed up for the test, I believe that if you have a little bit sense of like logical reasoning and a little bit of math, I believe that you'll get through this. Because me myself don't know about math, so I believe that most of you can just show up for it and do really well. And also, I was not able to complete the whole entire test because I left out a few questions. But I still got in nevertheless. So it's nothing really to stress about. It's not something that will, overwhelm you like that. It's not really NEET or JE. So you guys can chill. It's not that tough. And as for the interview, I had a phone. We have phone called based interview. So Prasanjit called me, and it was pretty basic. As long as you know why you want to get in and why you think that you deserve to get in, and you are able to communicate that properly, it won't be a problem. So then they talked to Prasanji talked to my mother, so they didn't really know I was applying, so I just handed her the phone. I was like, just talk to them and say yes to every question. So that's what she did. So yeah, it was pretty chill. It's nothing to stress about really. Like I said, if you know why you want to get in and why you deserve to get in, and just mention all of that properly to whoever is interviewing you, so you guys are good. It's nothing to stress about, honestly. Thank you.
Bhavi, Varun, are there any tips that you would want to give to the students, to the applicants?
I would just like to say that whoever is taking your interview, show them that you have the drive and passion for it. Sometimes, even if you think that, oh, I would not qualify for this, or I might have, not done my best on the test, most of the times, like there's some kind of like a luck factor which also helps you. So what my say is that always show that you're passionate about it and you have all the things you want to say. Interview is the only chance you can show your personality through the interview as well. Also for college apps, if any of you are applying. But yeah, so just show them you're really interested into the course and then give your best.
Great.
Varun,
Okay.
you want to add? Sorry.
Nothing much. They pretty much covered anything. The only advice I have to the applicants is to just stay calm throughout the whole test because there's nothing extra you need to study for it. It's completely logic based.
Yeah.
In addition to that, nonetheless, you can check our previous webinar, the webinar 4, where we discuss about in detail about the test structure, how the test interface would be, the sample questions for each part. Along with that, we should also be able to share with you the test guideline document next week, so you can also refer to it at length. So that aspect is there. Okay, so beyond test and interviews, it's also an essential part is the 1 month experience at Ashoka. And for a lot of students, it is moving out of their place, home or city for the very first time for that long duration. So if you would like to elaborate a little on how your entire experience at campus has been, in terms of academic wise, in terms of facilities wise, in terms of safety wise, anyone can start.
Yeah.
So-
And typically how your day would go, basically.
So like
Yeah.
for in my case especially, like it was the first time I was staying away from home for like a month. That was pretty long. And regarding safety, there's absolutely nothing to worry about safety because you'll be assigned two teaching assistants who will help you navigate throughout campus. And you can ask any questions you would like to them, and they'll help you out and they'll make sure that you are safe. And another thing about this thing, your day to day is there's so much to do in a day, especially in my case, because I mean, for everyone, not just me, there's so many activities, so many seminars, many assignments, tests. And in general presentations, there's a lot of stuff to do. And facilities wise, it's Ashoka University's facilities are really good. Like for example, some days I would just get tired of doing so much math, and then actually our whole class, like one day, our whole class was just so this thing really tired, fed up the professor realized it, and all of us just went to go play table tennis. So that and facilities are amazing, reiterating. So that's all I have to say.
Barry and Toiba, did you feel homesick? Especially, you're coming from very far away. So how did you engage yourself when you didn't have, courses or something like that?
Yeah, so the first few days were overwhelming, I'm not going to lie. But soon it turned into like like we're staying here only. And then 1 month flew by and we didn't even know how all that happened. It's not like you're not able to call home. I mean, that's still an option. But experiences like this really get you ready for what's about to come in the years ahead of you, because college is not that far. So yeah, in terms of that, and I believe there's nothing about safety, because the only complaint I had was the heat. So we didn't really move out during the day. We only, during the evenings and the morning time were the best to, go out really. And it really, apart from the academics, the exposure that I got there, I interacted with the undergraduate students, particularly those who are pursuing history there. So I really got an insight into what's everything going to look like, and what prospects do I have in terms of pursuing something like this, and all the options apart from that too. And not only the undergraduates but the professors as well, they kept talking to us about opportunities and all the options that we have after this. So yeah, the coursework is pretty rigorous, but once you get into it, once you get used to it after a week or so, I mean, you can then streamline your day however you like.
Yeah. Bhavi, do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, just like as I've already mentioned, the course is rigorous, but once you get into the habit of it, I don't think it will be much of a challenge. Starting days, I remember it was like really overwhelming, as she mentioned, since I had like 9 to 8 or 8 to 8 days like session. So in the morning I had math, then I had like an hour of lunch, then again I had science, and then I had that CSIP program till 8 or 9 in the night. Mostly it was till 8:30, but sometimes, yeah. And but in the middle, whenever I used to get time, we used to go to the field to relax. They also were like swimming pools and basketball and everything, which we used to engage in. The coaches also used to play with us sometimes and would tell us, different techniques to how to like shoot the basketball or something like that. There was also gym. If somebody is like a gym enthusiast or a fitness freak who wants to go there every morning, you can. There was actually everything you needed to do. There was a recreation center as well, so you could sit, relax, play badminton, whatever you want. Some days I didn't even feel like coming back to the dorm. I just wanted to, engage myself in all these activities. But yeah, we had curfew, so keep that in mind, because again, one of the precautions of being safe. Yeah.
Great. Thanks. And one of the things that, of course, with all the things that campus offers, one unique opportunity that I also see is for a lot of students to come together across geography and across different boards and very different background till their pre-LGP experience. So how was it getting to know the cohort from very different from your peers who had very different stories from you? How was that experience? How did you see learning with each other and learning from each other aspect there? And if you would like to comment on just the friendships that you formed during your not only 1 month, but I think a year-long experience with LGP.
Who wants to start?
Yeah. So about it, like putting that out. We, of course, met at LGP, but it was like really a unique process since we didn't share any classes together. Toiba and I had math, but apart from that, we didn't engage into much similar activities. But we always used to see each other across campus. And I think it's always taking the first step, just saying a hi or a simple smile, which could make like lifelong friendships. That's how all my friendships from LGP have been. And I'm still in touch with, I think, most of them. we still like call on like a weekly basis or monthly if we have busy with exams. But I think it's a great opportunity to make friends as well who share similar interests as well as, if not similar interests, the same drive and passion which you have. They will not only encourage you to do well in life, but also support you or tell you if there are like other activities or opportunities which may cater to you but not cater to them. So along the process, I think everybody says it's about the journey and not the destination. But I believe LGP is about both. Not only do you learn about the stuff you're actually into, but also make friends which you can rely upon.
Okay, who wants to support that one? Like Varun, Toiba?
All right. So for me, of course, there were people from all parts of India. So in many ways, we were different, but in most ways, we were the same, right? Because we were all students, we were all struggling with academics, and we all wanted to have fun and learn at the same time. So in the first week or so, we mostly just got to know each other. We talked about the places where we came from. We talked about our schools. We talked about our curriculums and things like that. So yeah, a lot of bonds were forged. And it's like whatever you like, there will be somebody else who will, also like the same thing. So it's you will never feel isolated as such. There will always be someone who will be beside you no matter what. And it's not just the LGP students. It will be maybe an undergraduate student, maybe a TA, maybe somebody from the administration. There's always basically somebody you can rely upon. And yeah, I'm in contact with most of them. We have a WhatsApp group where we talk sometimes and maybe call sometimes. So yeah, that is something I believe that I took from that 1 month. And like I said, it flies away in a way you didn't even imagine at first because it was so overwhelming. So on the last day we were all like, what is 30 days over so soon? So yeah, that was my experience.
Great. Yeah, there's only Varun left. So
So honestly, the friends you make at LGP are very different from the friends you make at school, because at LGP, all of your friends, they're along the same wavelengths as you. So it's a different kind of bond that's forming. And there's like it's very unique. Like even though it's been like months since after LGP, I still call all my friends or everyone I met there occasionally, and we talk for hours and hours. And I remember even when I came to Ashoka recently for an E-team preparation program, there I was unfamiliar with how Delhi and Sonipat work. One of my friends from my course came, helped me out, taught me the metro system. This is how you get there. This is how you get there. Like he literally came to the metro station and helped me out. So like as I'm saying, like the friendships you make in the program don't just last there. It extends beyond what you can imagine. And yeah, that's all I want to say.
Great. Thank you for that. So we are very close to the end of webinar. If in case amongst all the all the attendees of the webinar, if you would like to ask any questions to Bhavi, Varun, and Toiba directly, because we do have a lot of questions, but we would want that since all of them are there, if you would like to ask them directly, you could perhaps raise hand and ask the question right away.
yeah, this is your chance because after that, we were not going to do a webinar where we have students invited like this. So if you have anything, you know, pertaining to any concept that you would like to ask, okay, there's somebody who, okay, there's probably a mistake that they raised their hand. This is the time to ask them. So, okay, there's Advay. Advay, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Advay?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, so I'm currently in ninth grade and I'm yet to decide which subject to take. So will this program help me decide?
So you would receive a course description document once we confirm your selection.
I think he's asking about his future, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I think that's why if you've listened to the webinar, what Bhavi and Toiba and Varun were saying is that, of course, there is a lot of, openness that one needs to see what works and what doesn't work. But the program is a platform for actually, guiding you through the entire process and sort of firm up your decisions. So, I don't know whether Varun, Toiba, or Bhavi want to come in here to say about how that will help you to sort of make a decision about what you want to do in your future.
I think the only way you can make this decision is to explore all the options you have. Since I remember me exploring like different sectors, like maybe like law or commerce or something like that. But then I actually found my true passion and what I wanted to do. So I think this program, if you're not sure what you want to do, like one field which you think is the most interesting, or the course which you think is the most interesting out of all of them, select that and see how it is going. Sometimes you might find those things you want to do in life just because you randomly selected them. And if you think that, oh, this is not for me, you're still in ninth, you have time later in like 10th, 11th, 12th to still decide what you want to do. But at least that one thing would be clear is that no, I don't want to do this. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah. So I'll also give you an example that I'm just going to put Advay out, but just to for general audience. There are when we advertise for astrophysics course, we put it as astronomy. There are many students who actually signed up in the previous 2 years, but once they come into the course, that's when they realize it's all about maths and problem solving and hardcore physics. And it's all with numbers, and it's not about pretty pictures and just looking through a telescope and then getting some pictures and looking at the planets. Of course, that's part of it, but the major thing when you have to pursue a career in astronomy is that you have to be super strong in maths and physics. So this course also lets you know whether you do not want to take something. It's not only about wanting to take something, but also will give you the real world picture of how this career trajectory is going to go, so that you take an informed decision when you go to college and just do not, go by a whim or what you see on media or something like that. So that's also one advantage of, like Bhavi said, when you try and explore it might not be also true that whatever you explore, you end up in the right place. But even if you do not, that's not a bad thing at all, because otherwise you would have made that choice in college and ended up in trouble. So we sort of help you sort of distinguish between whether you are capable of doing it or not capable of doing it as well. Yeah. But we just have now 2 minutes, and probably we'll try and wind up. Any last words that you have, Varun, Toiba, Bhavi, for the applicants who are going to apply or who is in the process of applying?
All I want to say is to just, take it easy. I know there's a lot of, stress about the exam and the interview because of what we've been accustomed to so far, but I can assure you it's not like what you've seen before. It's pretty easy going. It will fluctuate according to your interests as well. So yeah, there's no need to take any stress, no need to get frustrated, might I say. It will be pretty easy for you all, I can assure you.
Like if you have the time, you have the chance, I believe, to take that leap of faith, if you want to call it that, and join the program, because honestly, it has impacted me a lot and I've learned a lot from it. So I wish the same happens to you. And yes, I think you should get into this, apply, and not wait till the last day. Or if you want to wait till the last date, decide, but sure do apply.
Another thing I have to say to the incoming applicants is yes, like coursework is rigorous, but above everything, and when I say this, it doesn't mean don't perform well in your courses. Understand the concept. What I'm trying to say is the most important thing is to build friendships and meet people, meet different professors, your teaching assistants, anyone you can meet, just go talk to them,
no, everyone's really friendly and and have fun throughout the program.
Great. So thank you so much, Varun, Toiba, and Bhavi. Just to reiterate, we are 5 days away from the closing of application window. So do apply if you haven't. Once you go to the application page, you will find an application guideline document that will help you through and through with how to apply and all the processes. Do check that out before applying so that we are well prepared with all the relevant documents that are required. If you have any doubt related to the application or related to the upcoming test, you can write to us on the email ID or you can call us on the helpline numbers that are shared. For all the webinar recordings, we will share with you the recordings. You can check it out on our YouTube as well. So that's it. Thank you all so much for joining, and have a nice day.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.